All right, welcome back, everybody. It is news time. I love dropping that news. I love talking about what's going on in the space of crypto. I am in that crypto space. I hope you all are too. And so it's time to get into that news and see what's going on. So I got a few things out there that I've been paying attention to, and I'm going to share them with you. We got this post from Altcoin Daily. It says 14.6 million sheep was burned. A close to 15 million sheep were destroyed in the past 24 hours, with almost half of the total supply of Shiba Inu burned. Wow. So, usually when you burn or you start getting rid of amounts of your coin, then you're creating, in a sense, a supply and demand, because you're shrinking the amount that you have in circulation. So this can be pretty good news if we keep following everything else that's been going on with Shiba Inu. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought I'd share that with everybody. I also got one here. It says Bitcoin is the new gold. Are they still talking about this? Come on, look. So gold is a store of value, right? If you want to keep your money or your worth in value, stable, you put it into something like gold. But then again, it's like, who's really going to hold gold? You got to store it somewhere. And if you store it somewhere, 9 times out of 10, you're storing somewhere where there's security, in which case it's technically now under their lock and key, and 9/10 of the law's possession. So it's like, that doesn't really make sense unless you're going to protect it, store it, and protect it yourself. And that would mean, you might be burying gold on your property. But if you up and die by accident, some means, and nobody knows you got it there, and the house gets sold, somebody goes digging around the yard for any particular reason, then your gold gets found and it's passed on to the person that found it. So that really doesn't make sense either. So, for the most part, gold has been known as a store of value, but these days most people use things such as real estate, fine art, stuff that they can put in their home or in vaults, that's under their eyes watch. So there's different things like that people do for store of value. Now it's easier to have a store of value. You just got to keep up with your seed phrase, and then you can hold Bitcoin, which is holding value, no different than what gold does. It's just worth way much more than gold is, right? So that's pretty interesting if you think about it that way and you start seeing the bigger picture. But let's move on. All right, so we got here Elon. Let's adopt crypto. So Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, said in a podcast that crypto solves the errors of money that fiat faces. Right, so fiat faces major problems because you can just print it as you feel, and you really don't have anything to back it. So let's just talk about the perspective of the United States. The United States has bonds, right? Secured bonds, which means that they have contracts that are secured. Secured by definition just means a force to make sure, right? So just imagine a military making sure as force. Imagine like a police officer, right? They secure things. They have force. They've got guns and a law that says they can do what they want to do. Well, not what they want to do, but they can do under the guise of law their practices to protect, quote unquote. So this is security. So we're talking about a secured contract. Woo, wow. So when we talk about fiat being backed by secured contracts, we're really talking about fiat being backed by citizens' debt. And citizens' debt and then corporations' debt, just debts in general, can become secured once something like the Fed buys those bonds from banks, right? So then when banks sell those things and they don't go back and purchase them back from the said Fed, then the Fed one now owns these bonds that they can now secure because they belong to the Fed now. Oh my goodness. So there's the secured bonds, in my personal opinion, and how I understand it. I may be wrong, and if I am, you can post some comments at the bottom, and then don't just post your feelings. Show me information so I can say, oh wow, I was wrong. My bad. Thank you for correcting me. Oh my goodness. Let's move along. Oh, Elon again. Crypto fixes money. Yes, Elon. I think we're getting the picture here. Elon Musk, the world's richest person, suggests that the adoption of cryptocurrency would fix the errors in money. Just listen to Elon. He's telling you, just adopt crypto. Get rid of those dollars. Get rid of those dollars. Yes, Elon, we hear you, bruh. We hear you. Get rid of those dollars. All right. Bukele, let me get that right. I'm sorry, bruh. Bukele predicts $100,000 Bitcoin. El Salvador President Bukele expects a bull run that will take Bitcoin price to an all-time high of $100,000. This is totally feasible. Bruh, I understand you, bruh. I can see that Bitcoin might be $100,000. It could possibly do that. We've seen Bitcoin go over 60 racks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I definitely can see that. Will that happen? Probably. Because we got to remember, we're only at a market cap of 2 trillion. That's nothing. That's pennies. When you talk about all the money and value across what we call Earth, right? Nation to nation. It's pennies. It's less. It's fractions of pennies. 2 trillion is fractions of pennies when you look at the value combined. So when you start imagining all the money that's got to come into this space, that's got to come into the digital world, the crypto world, that means that the market cap has the potential of being 500 trillion, 600 trillion, 800 trillion. Just keep counting up. Okay. When that happens, you're talking about Bitcoin having a value potential of maybe even $500,000 per Bitcoin. $600,000 per Bitcoin, possibly even $1 million for one Bitcoin. It has the potential. We haven't seen that yet because we're not thinking outside of the box. There's a $2 trillion market cap, and for some reason we must be stuck in a world of, oh, it'll never get higher than that. But the amount of money in the world dwarfs that 2 trillion. That 2 trillion is nothing. Again, when you look at the value of assets and worth in the United States, is over 200 trillion now. That's a lot. Okay. You're only talking about a $2 trillion market cap with crypto. You haven't seen anything. So Bukele, yeah, bruh, 100K. I see it, bruh. But it's probably going to do bigger numbers than that. And look, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. We're only talking about what we can see in front of us, and it is what it is. But let's move on. All right. So Bitcoin is set to take further market share from gold, according to Goldman Sachs. Hey, look, do you think they're talking sense or do you think they're talking reckless? What they're saying is their money's going to come from the gold market over into the crypto market. 9 times out of 10, it's going to hit Bitcoin, which is going to do what Bukele's talking about, bringing that value of Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, up to $100,000. So Bukele, Goldman Sachs, it sounds like they're talking the same thing, right? Oh man, this is too easy. This is way too easy. And we're going to conclude with this article right here. El Salvador prepares legislation for first Bitcoin bond. All right, so a Bitcoin contract, right? That will, I guess, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, drop it in the comments, but I'm going to assume making an ass of myself, hopefully not. But I think what they're saying is they're going to essentially use Bitcoin to draw out contracts, meaning that let's say, because they're talking about building a Bitcoin city or a crypto city. So if they take a loan on that bond of Bitcoin, that contract, so let's say they take a loan, a contract is drawn off the Bitcoin. So now you have a contract drawn off of Bitcoin, meaning that there's a loan, an agreement that is made for the value of whatever that Bitcoin is in that contract. So if you got, I don't know, $1 billion worth of Bitcoin in your Bitcoin contract or your Bitcoin bond, then that's what you have to, you're going to have to pay that back because that's what the contract or the bond is, right? You're basically saying we now bond together under this contract that I'm going to fulfill this contract, which would be paying back this amount so I can get this back. So I'm going to go ahead, draw this contract up. You're going to give me the $1 billion. I'll be paying that back, and I'm going to use that $1 billion to do X, Y, Z, yada, yada, yada. That's my understanding of the Bitcoin bond that Bukele over in El Salvador is talking about. I might be wrong, I don't know, but that's my understanding. That's what it seems like to me. If I'm crazy about it and I'm wrong, just drop it in the comments. So anyways, that's the business. That's what I got. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell for notification.